So I have a maybe an out there perspective on what I would do if I was Mike Brown.
I'd love to
I
hear it.
would I would put I don't think putting OG on Embiid is out there. They've tried that before. We know that they're willing to go that. Where they put Towns might surprise some people though, or where I think they should put him on Paul George. And here's why I think they should put him on Paul
Wow.
George. So for starters, as we all know, Paul George is everybody's favorite Hooper's favorite Hooper. That is the ethical. He is not trying to draw fouls. That guy is trying to go one-on-one. He's going in his bag. Coincidentally, what Paul George is trying to do is Karl-Anthony Towns' biggest strength as a defender, and nobody seems to know it. Like Karl-Anthony Towns is a good one-on-one defender against certain types of players. The types of players he's not a good one-on-one defender, Tyrese Maxey, who is too fast for him and will dust him every single time that he gets a chance to. Towns will lose that matchup 8 times out of 10. But Paul George is more methodical. He likes using his body to create space. He doesn't have that first step that he had 10 years ago or whatever in Indiana. Even 2019 Paul George in Oklahoma City. He likes to go into his bag. He likes to use his handle. He likes to shoot over smaller defenders. Towns can stay in front of him and he can do a good job of it and he can stay out of foul trouble and they can use him. Obviously, they can't use him as a roamer. Paul George is too good a shooter. But what I mean is Paul George isn't a Josh Hart type or a Derek White type who's going to go crashing in on the offensive glass or even do the half measure thing that all the smart teams seem to do these days where they run to the free throw line. Shout out to anyone who notices that every single smart team has a guy who runs to the free throw line on the offensive glass because apparently some nerd found out that that's the most common place for an offensive rebound to go is to land at the free throw line. So if you look closely, like all the smart teams will have somebody, instead of crashing to the offensive glass, they'll run to the free throw line because that allows them to crash the glass and not get burned in transition. It's like a great half measure. Anyways, rant aside. Paul George is not an aggressive offensive rebounder. Towns is great at ending possessions. It's one of the most valuable things he does defensively. The Knicks get stops, and you don't get the offensive rebound against them. Karl-Anthony Towns can guard Paul George in isolation. He can stay somewhat attached to him. You're not losing that much because he's not that great a rim protector, so it's not like pulling him from the paint is killing you. You put OG Anunoby, your actual best defender, in the primary action more. He has a better chance against Tyrese Maxey than Karl-Anthony Towns ever would. You're kind of getting the best out of everyone if you do this. And yeah, I just think it's what the Knicks should do, and I'm not sure they're going to.
I love this. This is incredible. I mean, you made such a strong case for it. I'm immediately on board, and I think it makes a ton of sense for all the reasons that you suggested. So, no chance Mike Brown does this, unfortunately. Like I would say nearly no chance, but I think
Where do you think he goes?
Idea. I think when OG is on Embiid, I think Towns is going to spend a pretty hefty amount of time on Embiid, whereas I actually think he should probably spend almost no time on Embiid. Like I think I'd be pretty extreme about it. I was thinking of him being more on Oubre for the most part, but like I think the Paul George option makes a lot of sense too. So
the thing I like about him on George instead of Oubre is it to your point moves Brunson. It gives Brunson multiple guys to toggle to. I mean Brunson's the kind of guy that Paul George, even 36-year-old Paul George, that would be his ideal matchup. Like if Brunson ever got switched on to Paul George, he would love that, and that'd be great. That would be great for the Sixers because it's exactly the way Paul George is trying to play. I think it moves. Another thing it does is it moves Brunson between VJ Edgecombe and Kelly Oubre, which I said before, I don't think there are really good matchups for Brunson, but I do think there are least bad matchups, and I think those are the 2 least bad matchups for Brunson. I think that Towns on George actually slides all the Knicks into their right places. You let McCall and Hart switch between Maxey. I would go with Hart. I think Hart was their best defender. I think Hart's better. I shouldn't say better. Slightly less bad at getting over screens than McCall, who's one of the worst in the league. And if McCall's on Maxey and he can't get over screens, that's death for the Knicks. Like that's how the Sixers will burn them. So you put Hart on Maxey. You have McCall on Edgecombe. And yeah, I think that is the Knicks' best possible defensive alignment.
I think it's a good case. So my idea with Towns on Oubre is that not that you're going to strictly ghost Kelly Oubre, you could, but not that you would do that, but just that it allows him to really shade more to help OG in these situations where Embiid is just going to post ups, and you can have him help from the weak side and be there at the rim for Maxey drives, because we know Maxey's going to still get to the rim, against any Knick defender in the starting lineup. So it's more about being able to have Towns have kind of like one eye on the rim at all times, basically. Like that's kind of, you're kind of stashing him on Oubre, but I could see argument for both, and I hope they try both, but they won't. They won't try both.